and get started here, even though we're missing a few folks. We're going to call this meeting of the Sacramento Solid Waste Authority to order at 3:03 p.m. If the clerk could please call the roll.
Good afternoon. Directors Warren, Carr, Frost. Here. Kennedy, Natoli. Here. Peters. Here. Gitta.
Here.
Thank you. You have a quorum.
Thank you very much. If everyone could please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Oh, thanks for that. Okay, if the clerk could please read the announcement for those watching online or
This
on TV.
meeting of the Solid Waste Authority is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on Comcast, Consolidated Communications, and the AT&T U-verse cable systems. The meeting is closed caption and webcast at www.metrocable.tv. Today's meeting will
Renee, I'm not sure you're up.
I'm sorry?
Are you?
Yeah, she is. It just isn't very loud.
No,
On the TV screen.
Yeah, I don't know if they're.
Oh, our TV screens aren't up.
So I don't know if they're up when you're broadcasting, when you're reading the statements.
I see myself here. I'll have somebody check that.
Okay, I just would say, yeah, okay. Sorry.
Shall I do it again? There we go. Are you up?
Nope.
No?
A few technical difficulties here.
Yeah, right. Nothing like seeing you sweat.
Want to take a recess?
Sure, we're going to take a quick recess until we hear back from our technical crew.
Wow.
Okay, well, let's reconvene here. So we're reconvening at 3:10 p.m. here with the Sacramento Solid Waste Authority. If the clerk could please read the announcement again, just for thoroughness, and then we'll continue on with the agenda.
This meeting of the Solid Waste Authority is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on Comcast, Consolidated Communications, and AT&T U-verse cable systems. The meeting is closed caption at webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv. Today's meeting will replay Sunday, June 26, 2020 at 4 p.m. on Channel 14. Members of the audience wishing to address the board should fill out a speaker identification form located at the back of the chambers and bring it to the clerk. Please speak into the microphone when addressing the board and state your name for the record. If you have any electronic devices, please silence them at this time. Thank you.
Okay, we'll commence with the first item, the general manager's report.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chair, I would like to thank the board members for coming. This is a special meeting, and we appreciate very much SWA staff, your attending today and helping us get through a really important issue with the adoption of Ordinance 30. Before I begin my report, I just would like to take the time to introduce Jennifer Claiborne to my left here. Jennifer is a program manager. She was promoted in November to the program manager's position, and on the SWA side, she is.
Could you lean into your microphone?
On the SWA side, she works with Tim Israel on preparing a lot of the documents that you see, budgets. She's an integral part of what we're trying to do with the SWA. We're very, very glad that she's here. She previously worked for the City of Sacramento in the economic development area, and then she was also affiliated with Clean World, the anaerobic digester process. So she brings to the department a lot of knowledge, and now she's working on the SWA side for the agenda and things. On the county hat that she wears, she's in charge of our outreach program. So as we have to make changes with customer information for the curbside recycling program, the organics program, and that kind of thing, she's in charge of a team of people that are coming up with how we're going to do our outreach and the new information that's out there. So I just wanted to welcome Jennifer and introduce her to all of you.
Welcome.
Welcome. Good to see you again. And there's going to be a lot of changes, so you got a lot of work ahead of you. Yeah.
Yeah, keep that smile when you do all that outreach to our customers.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
And then for general manager report, just want to touch on a couple things in terms of the withdrawal process. We did have authority to hire a consultant that is helping both the county and the city through the withdrawal process, coming up with ordinance language and that those types of issues that come up. The next steps, the city and SWA City contract for reimbursement admin costs. We're currently working on that document. And the city council and the city finance budget request approval for new positions will be coming to their council in March. And we're beginning with R3's help the development of the new codes for the respective entities. Just want to touch base. This is a slide that I try and show all the time. This is your commercial diversion compliance with assembly bills. You'll see on the business side, we've made a lot of progress. We're up to 69% in compliance there. If you remember a year ago, we were having discussions about Cal Recycle and their unhappiness with our program when it came to the organic side. Even though the law had just gone into play, we were behind in doing outreach, and so we're up into the mid-30% there, and I expect that to go up. We've done a number of surveys around to businesses, and it's taking us a while to go through that information and process it when it comes to some of the exemptions. So we are making progress, and we're in better graces with Cal Recycle right now. Just want to touch base on the rural area cleanups. The Conservation Corps was out again in the last quarter of the year, collected 4 tons of material over 7 days. We continue to respond to different requests and things as they come up from different people.
We have a quick question, or maybe not quick.
No, well, it's not a question. I just wanted to kudos to, on this particular segment of your report. I know that certainly through my office, we've called in several different road locations and so forth, but actually had someone at a event last week, made a specific beeline over to me. He had called in, and I called over to your offices, Doug, and I don't know if Tim filtered it or you or somebody else, but in one of the routes to the county landfill, and it had been cleaned up. It had been done like with about a week and a half, and it may have been when you're scheduled or not, but nonetheless, he was very, very pleased. He said he drives that route every day, and the litter and debris had accumulated along that particular route, along that segment of Grant Line, and he was very, very pleased. And so I just wanted to pass it on. Obviously, your crews and working with the Conservation Corps and the sheriff's work furlough teams have been out in the communities, and it's evident. And there's I think this time of the year when the weed growth is down and they really grasses haven't emerged, it's pretty easy to see a lot of the debris that accumulates that otherwise maybe in other parts of the year you can't see as well. I know we've called in some other locations, but I wanted to pass it on. The gentleman was very, very pleased, and he wanted to be sure that folks that had assisted, I want to make sure that I told him our solid waste crews and folks that we work with had gotten it done. So I just wanted to pass it on.
Thank you for letting us know. We will pass that on.
Thank you.
Very good. Well, thank you, Supervisor Natoli.
And just want to announce, we, as part of our outreach efforts, we entered into a new contract with Atrium. It's part of the SWA budgeted for outreach and media support. It's a local nonprofit that offers space for local creatives, and I'm pretty excited about what they're going to be able to do for us and how they're going to help us get the outreach out. Looking at materials that from whether they're recyclable or reusable, it's the reusable part sometimes that we get a little pigeonholed in our views, and organizations like this will help us demonstrate to people how they can reuse some materials that they normally might have thrown away.
And I see Atlas Disposals here today, and I want to appreciate their work with the Atrium and finding a different way that gets people's attention to think about their waste and how they could better manage their waste and the impacts of waste too. So thank our industry for participating in that too.
Yes.
So this reflects the necklace was made out of the plastic bottles that were for cosmetics? Is that what we have here?
Actually, those you'll see are cartridges for vape pens. And so they have an artist there who is taking those vape pens because they're not currently recyclable, and they're trying to reuse them by creating jewelry and other repurposed ways.
Oh, those are vape pens.
And so you'll see at their Folsom Boulevard location, they have spaces for these kind of creative small businesses to kind of come in and utilize that space.
It's interesting with all the discussion about vaping that's going on, and you know.
Nobody ever thinks about what do you do with the vaping material when it's done, right? Everybody thinks it just goes in the trash, and maybe there's a better use.
So you encouraging that at the curbside, or what? What was it? This wouldn't go in your recycle bin, though.
Yes, this would just go in the garbage. So these folks are actually getting it from the actual manufacturers when they're no longer using those cartridges. But specifically for Atrium for the SWAD, they're going to be creating some mobile interactive art installations so they can interact with the community at both events as well as this community space to kind of teach them about recyclability and reusability and some of the messages that we're trying to reach out to the community.
So this is from basically a vendor or supplier versus a homeowner recycling, or us calling it out of the waste stream. We're not. So that's disposed of right now. If you were at a homeowner,
Yes.
dispose of.
Yes.
But if you think of the way that recycling is going, I mean, batteries started out where you throw them away,
Right.
and now you can take them to collection centers. I could see California going in that direction with all the vaping containers that are out there.
By the way, I just would note on the recycling of it, I know that you send out annually the schedule for pickup of your garbage and your, every other week recycle and green waste. There's the card that I got was some dated information about some of the stores that would accept certain products. Some of those businesses no longer exist. Orchard Supply Hardware for one, and there was one other one there I think that may not be present in our region anymore. So I don't know if anybody looks to update that, but there may be other. It was helpful because some of the bigger chains that would accept batteries or different types of products were listed on that card. But as I was reading, I thought to myself, somebody needs to take a look and make sure those businesses still exist, or new ones should be added, because I didn't see any new ones that might have come in to replace that. So anyway, just a note.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the creativity and work with the community.
And that concludes my general manager's report.
Perfect. Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is our consent items. Does any member of the board have any wish to pull any item out of consent? If
Move
not,
consent.
it's been moved it's been properly moved and seconded. No further discussion. Any members of the public sign up to speak on this item?
No, sir.
Since there's no members of the public sign up to speak, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Measure passes. Okay, we'll move on to our next item. Elections of the chair and the vice chair. Well, I'd like to nominate our current vice chair, Board Member Natoli, to the position of chair.
And if I nominated you for vice chair, since it switches city county, right?
Yeah. And since
I was going to say so.
that I would gladly accept.
Okay.
So, is there a second to that?
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, measure passes. Great. Do you want to take the gavel?
No.
Okay,
Take
good.
it on home.
We'll move on to the next item, comments from the public. We have one member of the public here wishing to speak, unless the clerk has any other folks. So we'll start here with Mr. Ryan Todd.
Yeah.
Hello? There we go.
Now you're on.
Perfect. Thanks for allowing me to introduce myself. I'm Ryan Todd. I'm the Director of Energy and Sustainability at Sac State. Nice to meet you.
Stingers up. Got a
Yes,
couple of lungs
stingers
here?
up. I'm not going to do it as loud as Dr. Nelson, though. As many of you know, Sacramento State, we really try to get our students involved in the community, and a lot of the projects that we do in relation to that spill over. They start at Sac State's campus and they spill over into the region, and that's kind of what we're hoping to do with the project that we are looking into at the moment. So I'm here today to let you know about a project. It's called pyrolysis, and we've had some initial conversations with the Waste Authority for a potential partnership to look at that technology on a small scale on our campus, look at some of the pitfalls, some of the benefits, and look at how it might be able to help our campus reduce the amount of waste, organic waste specifically, that we're shipping off-site to composting facilities and anaerobic digesters. And so we've started the initial conversations, and hopefully in March we might get the opportunity to share a little bit more and maybe do a presentation in regards to that.
Well, love to work with you guys. I do appreciate all of the work that the campus has been doing with its departments, engineering departments, on sustainability, also on the issues of water and how we're addressing the issue of water runoff and all those impacts too. But on this particular issue, thank you all for doing that. Appreciate it. Thanks. Well, we can't leave just yet. We have a
I was
question.
going to say, so you were looking to schedule something for our March meeting? Is that what I understood you?
Yeah, that's what we were hoping for, is March.
Okay,
We'll work with staff on figuring out what our March meeting looks like.
perfect.
Well, there's, Madam Clerk, if there's no other items on the agenda,
That's
then we are adjourned at 3:24 p.m.
Good job, Mr. Chair.